Aloha! Welcome back to the Aloha Charlie Show, episode 5. We're having a marathon today, 2 in 1 day. Today we're going to make one of my holiday favorites, Irish soda bread. And I guess you can say I'm a traditionalist. I always like to have certain things during the holidays, and when I was a kid growing up I remember having Irish soda bread in a bakery, and it's kind of like comfort food. It's very nostalgic, so I like to have that, and it kind of reminds me of being a kid again. So the Irish soda bread, main ingredient of course is baking soda, but we're not going to use all this. 30 pounds of baking soda, actually only a teaspoon. And we're also going to use some flour. Now I got the pastry flour, which gives it a nice consistency. It's really nice. And we got some caraway seeds. Okay, those give it the nice flavor. You can put those in. I like them a lot, so I put them in. You have raisins, which I'm going to throw in. Butter, buttermilk, and a little bit of salt, teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of sugar, just to sweeten it up a little bit. With the raisins, you probably don't need the sugar, but I like to throw it in there anyway. Okay? So we have our oven right now heated to 450, preheated, so it's ready to go. And we're going to take the flour. So 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. Put that in the bowl like that. Okay, and then we're going to take our other dry ingredients. So I already measured the 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. And that's going to go right in there with the flour. Mix it all together. Okay. Now in addition to that, we are going to put the baking soda and the caraway seeds in there. So baking soda, I pre-measured. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, which is probably like 1,000th of that bag. Okay. Baking soda. And then for the caraway seeds, it calls for 2 teaspoons, but I like a lot, so I am going to put a little bit more than that. So I got 1. It has such a good aroma too. These are actually from last year at St. Patty's Day. I bought too much. 2, 3. I'm gonna double it because I like caraway seeds. They were heaping teaspoons too, so probably a little bit more. Okay, 4. So you can put 2 to 4 teaspoons of caraway seeds, and then the raisins we'll put in later. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to get a fork and we're going to sift that all together. Okay, sift it all together. You can see it's mixed up nicely. You can see the little caraway seeds in there. Give it a really nice flavor. Just get that going like that. Okay, now when it's all mixed together, all the dry ingredients, give it a good shake there. Now we are going to put the butter. And this is 4 tablespoons of butter, or half a stick. Just, any kind of butter would do. I used, this is unsalted, salted, sweet butter, whatever you prefer. Okay, and then we're just going to mix that into the flour mixture. And you can use your fingers too, but I have OCD, so you're not supposed to throw the flour all over yourself here. But I like using the fork. So. Okay, so we got the flour mixture. You can see it nice when it gets coarse like that. Okay, it's ready to go. Got the corned beef cooking over here. Got the cabbage ready to go in, and potatoes. So we're looking at a good meal here. Okay, mix that up really good like that. You notice it's really coarse. Okay. And once we've got the butter mixed in, and of course there. Great. Now we're going to form like a little reservoir in the middle. Okay. Alright, we're going to do that. We're going to form a well in the center. Okay. And we're going to put the buttermilk in there. 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Okay, so let's do that. Now buttermilk is good, it's like sour milk. So we got 1. And then put it in the well there. And then another half. Okay, 1/2 cup of buttermilk. So we got 1.5 cups of buttermilk total. Very good. Okay. Now we are going to take a wooden spoon here. Let's see. Kind of like this one with the hole in the middle. And we are going to give it a good mix. Okay. And you want to mix it until it's almost like a glue kind of, almost like wallpaper paste. It tastes a lot better. Okay. And there we have it. You can see that it's starting to look like bread almost. Now Irish soda bread kind of reminds me of a giant scone in a way. It's really really nice consistency, and I just love the taste of it, the texture, especially with the raisins and caraway seeds. And this is one of the breads that you don't have to add any yeast to, which is nice too, so you don't have to wait for it to rise, because the baking soda automatically makes it rise and gives it a really nice texture. You can see it's a very easy bread. It's probably one of the easiest breads you could ever make. Except maybe the friendship bread, which I remember when I was a kid, people used to pass around. I don't know if they still do that. Do they, the friendship bread? Okay, as it gets getting harder to mix because it's getting more thick, so it should be almost done. Okay, great. Now, what we do is make sure it's all mixed up like that. Okay. Now we take our floured cutting board. If you have a pastry board, you can use that too. I already put some flour on it. Okay, and now we want to put the dough mixture on top of that. Very simple. It works pretty nicely with this wooden spoon too. Okay. Very good. You got it all out there? Okay. Good to the last drop there. That's about enough. Probably use a rubber spatula if you want to get it all. But I think for what we need, that's plenty, right? Okay. So what we want to do is you want to get some flour in your hands. Okay. And I did wash my hands, of course. Okay, and now you want to form it into a ball. You don't want to knead it too much though. So just get it, mixed in the flour there. Kind of form it into kind of a round ball, but you don't want to knead it much at all because it'll get very tough. This type of bread you don't have to knead. You could want it, but you don't have to knead it. I know, bad joke. Okay, so there. Let's move this over here. There you can see we have our Irish soda bread. Okay, great. Okay, it's kind of a round loaf there, right? Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put it into the pan. Here. So we want to put it into the baking pan, which is already pre-greased. Just like that. It's a little messy, but you know what? If you don't get messy when you make bread, it's not good, right? Okay. So there you have it. Probably the rubber scraper will come in handy now. Okay. stuff is really sticky. I only make it once a year, so each year is a little bit different. Okay, so I got it all in the pan there. Let me just go wash my hands right now. Okay, and now the final touch. We want to make a crisscross here. So there you have the soda bread. And I just realized I didn't put the raisins in. So what I'm going to do is just grab a handful of raisins. Okay. And put them on top, you know. I like improvisation. I like to improvise things, so I should have put the raisins in the batter. But, you know, we'll just put them on top like that and hope for the best. Who knows, it could be delicious, right? Could have started something new. So I like to always improvise a little bit when I'm making recipes. So I don't, you know, my grandmother never followed recipes, so I like to kind of do my own thing. Okay, walk to the beat of my own drum, if you will. All right, so there you have it, the raisin top soda bread. And then you cut a crisscross, like a cross, like that, and it will actually bake in that shape. See the cross? Okay. Now the fun part. Now we want to put it in the oven. All right. And we're gonna see that? Beautiful, right? Okay. We'll put that in the oven. Ooh, be careful not to touch the racks when you put it in. And we are going to bake that for 15 minutes at 450 degrees, which the oven is preheated to now. And then we're going to lower it to 400 degrees and cook for another 25 minutes. And then we'll take it out of the oven, and I'll come back to you, and we'll give it a taste, put some nice butter on it, and hopefully we'll have our St. Patty's Day meal ready to go. Okay, so we will see you in approximately 30, 40 minutes, okay? Maybe a little bit longer. I'll see you on the return, and the bread's cooking up. I can smell it already. Aloha.